You guys are here because you're ready to make something happen, to build something real. You're tired of the 9 to 5 grind and dreaming about someday. I feel you. You're sitting on an idea, a passion, and you're ready to unleash it on the world. That fire in your belly? That's the entrepreneurial spirit, and it's what separates the doers from the dreamers. This ain't about getting rich quick, though. This is about putting in the work, the hustle, the relentless grind to turn your vision into a reality. And trust me, it's not going to be easy. You're going to face doubters, setbacks, and moments where you want to quit. But you know what separates the winners from the losers. The winners keep going. They adapt, they learn, they hustle harder. So buckle up, because we're about to dive into the 10 game-changing steps you need to take to launch your business. We're talking real talk, actionable advice, and the no BS strategies that have helped me build multiple businesses. Let's go! First things first, let's talk passion. Not the fluffy, follow your dreams kind of stuff, but the real, deep-down obsession that keeps you up at night. But it's what gets you so fired up that you can't stop thinking about it. Because let me tell you, building a business is a marathon, not a sprint. You're going to be putting in long hours, facing challenges, and needing a wellspring of motivation to draw from. That's where passion comes in. It's the fuel that keeps you going when the going gets tough. It's the reason you'll put in the extra hours, go the extra mile, and outwork your competition. Without passion, you're just punching a clock, and that's a recipe for mediocrity. So dig deep and ask yourself, what's that one thing that truly excites you? What problem are you burning to solve? That's your starting point, the foundation upon which you'll build your empire. Now, I know what you're thinking. Gary, passion's great and all, but how do I make money from it? Here's the thing. Passion is the driver, but you need to find the intersection between what you love and what the market actually wants. In other words, you've got to find a way to monetize your passion. Think about the problems you're passionate about solving. Are there people out there willing to pay for solutions to those problems? Maybe you're obsessed with fitness and see a gap in the market for personalized workout plans. Or maybe you're a foodie who wants to create a unique culinary experience. The key is to identify a need, a desire, a pain point that your passion can address. Remember, you're not just building a business, you're providing value, you're solving problems, fulfilling needs, and making people's lives better. That's how you turn passion into profit and build a business that truly resonates with people. All right, entrepreneurs, we're moving on to step 2, market research. You wouldn't jump into a fight without knowing your opponent, would you? The same goes for business. You need to understand your battlefield. Market research is about getting into the minds of your target audience. Who are they? What are their needs, desires, and pain points? What are they already buying, and from whom? The more you understand your target market, the better equipped you'll be to tailor your product or service, your messaging, and your entire marketing strategy to resonate with them. Don't underestimate the power of knowledge. In the game of business, information is king. So get out there and gather as much data as you can, and trust me, it will give you a massive competitive advantage. Knowing your target market is crucial, but it's only half the battle. The other half, knowing your competition inside and out. Don't be afraid to learn from the best in your industry and the worst. What are your competitors doing well? What could they be doing better? Where do you see gaps in the market that you can exploit? This isn't about copying, it's about understanding the landscape and finding your unique edge. Remember, competition is a good thing. It means there's a demand for what you're offering. But you need to differentiate yourself to offer something unique and valuable that makes you stand out from the crowd. So do your homework, analyze your competitors' products, their pricing, their marketing strategies. Learn from their successes and, more importantly, from their mistakes. This will help you refine your own approach and position yourself for success. All right, entrepreneurs, listen up. You got the passion, you understand your market, but you're not building a house without a blueprint, are you? That's what a business plan is, your blueprint for success. It's your roadmap, your guiding light in the dark, and it's non-negotiable. First things first, define your business. What problem are you solving? Who are you solving it for? This is your elevator pitch, people. Make it snappy, make it memorable, make it matter. Next up, market analysis. You've done your research, right? You know your competitors, you understand your target audience. Put that knowledge to work. This section of your plan proves you're not just winging it, you've got data on your side. Finally, outline your execution strategy. How are you going to reach your target market? What's your marketing plan? How will you measure success? Remember, this isn't set in stone, it's a living document, but you gotta start somewhere. Now let's talk numbers. This is where you win over investors and lenders. You're not just saying you've got a great idea, you're backing it up with cold, hard data. This isn't about wishful thinking. It's about realistic projections, understanding your costs and forecasting your revenue streams. Start with your financial projections. What are your expected sales? How much will it cost you to operate? Investors want to see that you've thought this through, that you're not just throwing money at a problem, you're investing it strategically. Don't forget your funding request. How much money do you need and what will you use it for? Be specific, be detailed, and for God's sake, be realistic. Investors are looking for businesses with potential, but they also need to see a return on their investment. Remember, your business plan is a living, breathing document. It's going to evolve as your business grows and changes. But having a solid plan in place from the start is essential for attracting investors, securing loans, and ultimately achieving your entrepreneurial dreams. Let's be real, you're going to need some dough to get this show on the road. Whether it's for initial setup, marketing, or just keeping the lights on, money is essential. Even the leanest startups have expenses. From software subscriptions to office supplies, the costs can add up quickly, but don't let that scare you. There are more ways than ever to secure funding. The landscape of startup financing has evolved dramatically. Forget the days of begging your Uncle Morty for a loan. We're talking angel investors, crowdfunding, and yes, even good old-fashioned bank loans. First up, bootstrapping. This means funding your business yourself, using your own savings or revenue. It's a challenging route, but can be incredibly rewarding. It's the ultimate show of commitment, and it allows you to retain full control. No outside influences, just your vision. Look, it's not always sexy, but it's the scrappy way to get started and prove your concept. Next, we've got crowdfunding. Platforms like Kickstarter and GoFundMe have changed the game. They allow you to reach a global audience with your idea. You're essentially pre-selling your product or service to early adopters. This not only raises funds, but also builds early momentum. It's a fantastic way to validate your idea and build a community around your brand before you even launch. The feedback you get can be invaluable. And of course, you've got angel investors and venture capitalists. These are the heavy hitters in the funding world. These are individuals or firms that invest in promising startups in exchange for equity. They bring not just money, but also valuable expertise and connections. They're looking for the next big thing, the game changers, the disruptors. If you can convince them, you're in for a significant boost, so make sure your pitch is on point. Practice, refine, and be ready to answer tough questions. Your future could depend on it. Look, securing funding isn't just about getting a check, it's about finding the right partners, people who believe in your vision and want to help you succeed. Don't just take the first offer that comes your way, do your due diligence. When pitching to investors, remember it's not begging, it's storytelling. You're not just pitching a product or service, you're pitching a vision, a solution to a problem. Get them excited, get them passionate, make them see what you see. And don't be afraid to negotiate. You've got something valuable to offer. Don't undervalue yourself. Understand the terms of the deal. Know your worth, and don't be afraid to walk away if it doesn't feel right. Remember, securing funding is a huge accomplishment, but it's just the beginning of the journey. The real work starts now, so stay focused, stay hungry, and never stop hustling. Listen up, entrepreneurs, because this is crucial. Your brand is everything. It's not just your logo, your website, or your packaging. It's the feeling people get when they interact with your company, your product, your message. It's your reputation, your story, your promise to the world. First things first, define your brand identity. Who are you? What do you stand for? What makes you different? This is the foundation of your brand, and it needs to be rock solid. Next, think about your target audience. Who are you trying to reach? What are their needs and desires? Your brand should resonate with your ideal customer on an emotional level. Once you understand your audience, you can start crafting your brand message. What do you want to communicate to the world? What's your unique selling proposition? Keep it clear, concise, and consistent across all platforms. Now let's talk about building a brand that connects with your audience on a deeper level. It's not enough to just have a cool logo and a catchy tagline. You need to create an experience, a feeling that resonates with your ideal customer. Start by telling your story. What's the inspiration behind your brand? What are your values? People connect with stories, so make yours authentic and relatable. Don't underestimate the power of visual branding. Your logo, colors, typography, and imagery all contribute to your brand's overall aesthetic. Make sure it's consistent and memorable, and most importantly, engage with your audience. Respond to comments, ask for feedback, and build relationships with your followers. The more engaged your audience is, the more loyal they'll become. Remember, building a strong brand takes time and effort. It's not something you can fake. Be authentic, be consistent, and most importantly, be patient. You've got your idea, you're fired up, ready to build. I feel you. But hold up a second. Got to make sure you're building something people actually want, not just something think is cool. Look, I see it all the time. Entrepreneurs so in love with their own invention that they forget to ask, does this solve a problem for anyone else? That's a recipe for disaster. Listen, you need to become obsessed with your customer. Who are they? What keeps them up at night? What makes their life easier? Figure that out, and you're not just building a product, you're building a solution. And that, my friends, is how you create real value. Now, I'm not saying you need to have it all figured out on day one. You don't need the perfect product, you need the right foundation. Start with a minimum viable product, or MVP. What's an MVP? It's the simplest version of your product that you can get in front of customers to start getting feedback. And let me tell you, that feedback is gold. Use it to iterate, to improve, to pivot if you have to. The market will tell you what it wants, you just got to be smart enough to listen. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is a successful business. Start small, iterate fast, and always be willing to adapt. All right, let's talk business structure. I know, it's not the sexiest part of entrepreneurship, but trust me, it matters. This is about protecting yourself and your business for the long haul. We're talking sole proprietorship, partnership, LLC, S Corp, C Corp. Each one has its own implications for taxes, liability, and a whole bunch of other legal stuff. Now, I'm not a lawyer and this isn't legal advice, but I'm telling you, do your homework. Talk to a lawyer, a CPA, someone who knows their stuff. Figure out which structure makes the most sense for your specific situation. It's an investment that will pay off big time down the road. Think of your business structure like the foundation of a house. If you build on a shaky foundation, the whole thing could crumble. Get the legal and financial groundwork right from the start, and you'll thank me later. It's about setting yourself up for success, plain and simple. And look, I get it, dealing with paperwork and regulations isn't exactly glamorous, but it's a necessary evil, part of the game. So buckle down, get it handled, and then get back to focusing on what you do best, building an incredible business. You've put in the work, you've built something amazing, you've got your ducks in a row, and now it's time to launch. No more excuses, no more waiting for the perfect moment. That moment is now. Listen, I've seen too many entrepreneurs get stuck in analysis paralysis. They tweak and refine and perfect their product for months, even years, without ever putting it out there. Don't be that person. The market is waiting, your customers are waiting, and frankly, so are you. It's time to rip off the band-aid, push that launch button and show the world what you've got. Remember, the first version doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be out there. You'll learn more in one day of real-world feedback than you will in a year of planning. Launching a business is a wild ride. There will be highs, there will be lows, and there will be moments where you question everything. That's okay. It's all part of the process. The key is to stay focused, stay adaptable, and never, ever give up. Remember why you started this journey in the first place. Tap into that passion, that fire in your belly, and let it fuel you through the challenges. Because let me tell you, the rewards are worth it. So go out there, make some noise, and show the world what you're made of. It's time to launch. All right, entrepreneurs, you've launched. You've taken that bold first step into the world of business. You're officially in the game. But remember, this is just the beginning of your journey. The game doesn't stop there. It's just beginning. Now it's time to dig deep and push forward. This is where you gotta hustle, put in the work, and get your brand out there. Those late nights and early mornings are going to pay off. Remember those late nights crafting your business plan, building your product? Those moments are the foundation of your success. This is where all that sweat equity pays off. Marketing is everything, and it's crucial to your growth. And I'm not just talking about throwing money at some ads and hoping for the best. It's about strategic planning and execution. It's about connecting with your audience, building relationships, and providing value. Your customers need to feel your presence. You've got to be where your customers are, whether that's social media, online forums, or industry events. Be visible and accessible, and don't be afraid to get creative. Think outside the box, try new things, and see what sticks. Innovation is key. The beauty of the digital age is that you can experiment and track your results like never before. Use data to your advantage. You can analyze what's working, what's not, and make informed decisions. Adjust your strategy accordingly. Flexibility and adaptability are your best friends in this journey. Remember, marketing is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about consistent effort and long-term vision. It's about building long-term relationships with your customers and earning their trust. Trust is the currency of business. So get out there, hustle hard, and stay committed to your vision. Show the world what you've got. Your hard work and dedication will shine through. Now, when I say content is king, I mean it. It's the foundation of your brand's presence online. You need to be pumping out valuable, engaging content across all your platforms. This means consistently delivering high-quality material that resonates with your audience. Think blog posts, videos, social media updates, the whole 9 yards. Every piece of content should serve a purpose and add value. Give people a reason to follow you, to engage with your content, and to care about what you have to say. Your content should spark interest and conversation, but here's the kicker. Content might be king, but attention is queen. In today's noisy world, where everyone is vying for a piece of the audience's time, you're competing for every second of your audience's attention. It's a battle out there, and you need to stand out. You've got to grab them by the eyeballs and keep them hooked. Give them a reason to stick around, to come back for more. That means creating content that's not just informative, but also entertaining, thought-provoking, and shareable. Think about it. Make them laugh, make them think, make them feel. Would you rather watch a dry corporate video about accounting software or a hilarious TikTok about a cat using QuickBooks? Exactly. The choice is clear. Don't be afraid to inject some personality into your content. Be relatable, be authentic, and show the human side of your brand. The bottom line is people connect with people, not faceless corporations. If you want to win in the marketing game, you've got to create content that people actually want to consume. Content that educates, entertains, and inspires. Content that makes a difference. Content that grabs their attention and leaves a lasting impression. Content that grabs their attention and leaves them wanting more. So go out there and create something amazing. Your audience is waiting. Okay, you're marketing your heart out, you're putting in the work, but are you getting the results you want? This is where data becomes your best friend. You've got to track everything: website traffic, social media, engagement, sales conversions, the whole shebang. The numbers don't lie, my friends. They'll tell you what's working, what's not, and where you need to make adjustments. Maybe your Facebook ads are killing it, but your Instagram game is weak. Or maybe your website traffic is high, but your conversion rate is low. This is where you've got to be ruthless. Analyze the data, identify the weak spots, and be prepared to pivot. Don't be afraid to experiment with different strategies, different platforms, different messaging. Remember, the market is constantly changing, and so are your customers. What worked yesterday might not work tomorrow, so you've got to stay agile, stay adaptable, and always be willing to learn and evolve. Look, building a successful business is a marathon, not a sprint. There are going to be ups and downs, wins and losses. The key is to stay focused on the long game, keep learning and never stop adapting. Your ability to adapt to changing market conditions, to consumer behavior, to new technologies, that's what will separate you from the pack. Those who are willing to evolve, to embrace new ideas and try new things, they're the ones who will ultimately succeed. So embrace the data, my friends. Use it as your guide, your roadmap to success. Analyze it, learn from it, and let it inform your decisions. Be willing to pivot, to adjust your course, and to never stop optimizing, because in the end, it's not about being perfect. It's about being persistent, being adaptable, and always striving to be better than you were yesterday. There you have it, folks. 10 game-changing ways to launch your business. We've covered a ton of ground, from identifying your passion to marketing your brand and adapting to the ever-changing market. But remember, knowledge without action is worthless. Now it's time to take what you've learned and put it into practice. It's time to hustle, to grind, to make your dreams a reality. The world needs what you have to offer, so go out there and make it happen. And remember, I'm here to cheer you on every step of the way. Step of the